What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash, come back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time again. It's reaction time. This is to Netflix's Wednesday. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party, but hey, not too late. Now, I will say this. I was kind of hesitant because I wasn't sure if I really wanted to watch this when I first initially heard about it coming out. I am a fan of the series, watching it as a young teen, and also the movies, which starred, of course, that Wednesday played by Christina Ricci. Loved her portrayal of Wednesday. I loved, of course, Angelica Houston playing Morticia, Raul Julia. So when I heard this was in the works, I was just like, being a little biased. Plus, my cousin hit me up on my text, send me the poster. Cuz, have you watched this? Oh my God, you got to get on it. Have you watched it? Can we discuss it? So I was like, you know what? Sorry, cuz I haven't watched it. I plan to react to it, so we can't talk about it for a while. So with this particular cast, Jenna Ortega playing Wednesday, I was just like, okay. I will say this. When I saw her in the movies X and also Scream, and then her being in this, I saw the trailer. I'm already loving her range with the way she's playing, all her characters from, movies and of course now a series. So that left me up like, you know what, don't be too hasty. So, give it a chance. And I'm only seeing good things. Like, besides my cuz, a couple of friends I follow on social media have been just talking such great things about it. So, and with the cast, which I think Catherine Zeta-Jones plays Morticia, and I think Louis Guzman plays Gomez. So you know what? I love that casting right there as a parent. So I feel like I'm going to be thoroughly entertained watching how this all turns out. So I'm in it. So you know what? This episode is titled Wednesday's Child is Full of Woe. Can't remember the significance to that, but hopefully they'll discuss that. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Save the rest of my thoughts for you guys.
I'm not sure whose twisted idea it was to put hundreds of adolescents in underfunded schools. But I admire the sadism.
Oh, wow.
So fast. Huxley, emotion equals weakness. Pull yourself together. Wednesday, what are you gonna do? What I do best.
Ooh.
The only person who gets to torture my brother is me.
I get to running.
Darling, how long do you intend on giving us a cold shoulder?
Lurch, please remind my parents that I'm no longer speaking to them.
Nevermore is like no other boarding school. It's a magical place. It's where I met your mother. And we found in love.
We aren't the ones who got you expelled. That boy's family was going to file attempted murder charges. How would that have looked on your record?
Terrible. Everyone would know I failed to get the job done.
Oh my God.
Thanks. Sure you want to get out here? The trail might look pretty, but it runs right past Nevermore.
Her name comes from a line from my favorite nursery rhyme. Wednesday's child is full of woe.
Did your mother tell you we were roommates back in the day?
And you graduated with your sanity intact?
Ooh.
Impressive.
8 schools in 5 years.
They haven't built one strong enough to hold me.
Oh, no, she did.
I bet this place won't be any different.
I've spoken with the board and we've made an exception.
His therapy session.
The school has a relationship with a therapist in Jericho.
We'll see if she survives the first session.
Assigned you to your mother's old dorm, Ophelia Hall.
Ah, Ophelia is the one who kills herself after being driven mad by her family. Correct?
Welcome to Ophelia Hall.
Not a hugger. Got it.
Please excuse Wednesday. She's allergic to color.
She pissed.
Rumors been swirling around that you killed a kid at your old school and your parents pulled strings to get you off.
Actually, it was 2 kids, but who's counting?
Little Scorpio won't be here, though. rest of them?
Well,
Damn.
the torso and arm over there.
Oh.
We found a leg by the lake. There's an arm in that tree over there. What do you want me to tell the press? You know they're gonna be swarming like mosquitoes in July.
Tell them a bear is back.
You don't really believe that, Sheriff.
This wasn't human. Look, I know these murders are connected to Nevermore. I just can't prove it yet. So until I can, it's a goddamn pair.
About time? I'm Miss Thornhill, your dorm mom. Apologies I wasn't here to greet you when you arrived. I trust Enid has given you the old Nevermore welcome. Here's a little welcome gift from my conservatory. I try to match the right flower to each of my girls.
Black Dahlia.
Oh, you know it?
Of course. It's named after my favorite unsolved murder. Thank you.
The locals are a tad bit wary about Nevermore. So please, don't go making any waves or perpetuating any outcast stereotypes. That means keep your claws to yourself and no smothering people in their sleep.
Love the black.
When am I gonna get some real competition? Anyone else want to challenge me?
I do.
Oh, you must be the psychopath they let in.
And you must be the self-appointed queen bee. Interesting thing about bees. Pull out their stingers and they drop dead. For the final point, I would like to invoke a military challenge. No masks, no tips. Winner draws first blood.
Your face finally got that splash of color it's so desperately needed.
Damn.
I don't know how you feel.
I guarantee you don't.
I never thought it was possible to be an outcast in a school full of outcasts. But it looks like you're gonna give me a run for my money.
Yeah, it was my godmother's funeral. Apparently she was friends with your grandmother and they spent their 20s together in Europe swindling the rich and notorious. Decided to play hide and seek. I had the inspired idea to hide in her casket. I got stuck as I was headed to the
I
crematorium.
had heard muffled screams.
So you hit the big red stop button and saved me from being flame broiled, so... Now we're even.
Hello, thing.
Knock it out.
The way I see it, you have two options. Option one, I'll lock you in here for the rest of the semester. Option two, you can pledge your undying loyalty to me.
Not him kneeling.
Our first order of business is to escape this teenage purgatory.
Given your history, are you sure you're intent on running away? I'm here to prevent that from happening.
I wish you luck.
I hope we can forge a relationship based on trust and mutual respect.
That's easy. I think that this is a waste of time. I see the world as a place that must be endured. And my personal philosophy is kill or be killed.
You assaulted a boy and showed no remorse for your actions. That's why you're here.
He lost a testicle.
Oh.
I did the world a favor. People like Dalton shouldn't be allowed to procreate.
Help you build a life that you want.
I know the life that I want.
Do your plans involve becoming an author? I understand you've written 3 novels about a teen girl detective, Viper, Dead and Muerte.
As life forms. One once described my writing as gratuitously morbid and suggested I seek psychiatric help.
How did you take that?
I sent her a thank you. Would you mind if I use the powder room first?
You can't hide in there for the rest of the session.
I'm alright. Preparing myself for our uncomfortable journey. I need a quad over ice. It's an emergency.
What is, but, I mean, spoiler alert, the espresso machine's having a seizure, so...
A drug is for people who hate themselves and know their lives have no real purpose or meaning.
Oh, no, she did.
I'll tell you what, Wednesday, to show my appreciation, how about if I get Burlington myself?
Perfect.
One fun fact about me, I can't be bought, so either wait or find someone else to drive you.
What happened?
What's a Nevermore freak doing out in the wild?
This is our group.
Guys, back off.
Stay out of this, goddamn.
Yes, stay out of this.
Holy shit. This one's slipped away from me. Come on, Miss Adams, it's time to go.
Don't tell me Gomez Adams is your father. Guessing the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm gonna keep my eye on you.
Looks like an accident.
Is that that guy?
He's dead. Like his neck.
I can tell from this angle.
Why aren't you wolfing out?
I can't.
That's all I got.
Why are you crying?
Because I'm upset.
Haven't you ever cried? Or are you about that too? This afternoon stroll when we were ambushed. Everyone held me down and made me walk.
Are you serious?
Tears don't fix anything. So I vowed to never do it again. Still think you're weird as shit, though. The feeling is incredibly mutual.
This isn't weird at all.
That's thing.
See, like your pet?
Ooh?
So what happened to not wanting to be a slave to technology?
Are you still willing to help me escape?
Considered a freebie.
Why?
I wish I was going with you. At least one of us will get out of this hellful town.
You should know I'm waiting for someone.
Yeah, who's the lucky guy? Or girl?
What does it matter to you?
Really, boy?
You're not.
Man,
You see that sad, lonely woman over there?
I'm not sad and lonely.
She needs this pathetic validation more than I do. Would you mind distracting her?
Before you leave, I wanted you to have this. It's your dad's police file from when he was at Nevermore. I think it's the reason my dad hates him.
I'm not used to people engaging with me.
Oh my god.
You're in danger.
I think you've got it backwards.
Okay.
Girl in the picture. That's you.
Oh wow.
My mother said it was my destiny to stop this girl if she ever came to Nevermore because she will destroy the school and everyone in it.
Oh, my little black cloud. So tell us, darling, how was your first week?
As much as it pains me to admit, you were right, Mother. I think I'm going to love it here.
Alright, you guys, I enjoyed this first episode, so pretty much I'm in for the remainder of the episodes. I'm loving the way Ortega is playing Wednesday. I love just the way she does the mannerisms, just the sheer coldness, and how she, of course, interacts with everybody, especially, of course, how she treats her brother. I do love that she, of course, comes to his aid because, of course, as she stated, she should be the only one who should be doing any harm to her brother, Pugsley. The way it was done with the school bullies, I was not expecting that. We're dealing with some piranha. At first, I was wondering, okay, did he bit on his backside? But as you see within the overall episode, learn a little bit more about what exactly happened to him. Now, what this sets, of course, a turn of events where her parents have to have her, taken out of school, and pretty much she is going to a new academy, which is called, I think, Nevermore, which is where her parents met, and of course, as you know, Morticia and Gomez said they fell in love. Now, I can tell Wednesday is just, she wants to be nothing like her parents. They're kind of trying to set her up to, as she gets older, meet someone, have a family, settle down like, they did. But that's not in the cards for her. She's definitely, as you say, a dark free spirit of sorts. I like how it sets us up also with some other backstory we're going to see as the episodes go on, where we're dealing with some murders. Things happen, of course, in the woods. You see this one guy who's, I don't know, hitchhiking or whatever, and the woman drops him off. He's just out there. The first one he was drinking something. I will say this, I made the comment, is he drinking black? Was it red? I didn't, think anything of it at the moment, but when you hear the sounds, you think it's some creature. So it can be coming, from somebody, we have no idea at the moment. But knowing that Nevermore has, people, little young kids who are considered outcasts, some of them, vampires, some of them, what I want to say, lycanthrope werewolves, and others. So you're, curious as to, okay, what is going on out there? And clearly with the sheriff making a comment, we're going to let them think it's just a bear attack with him and all that. I really feel like this is coming from Nevermore. Until we have more information, we're just going to make the, authorities and the, media, know that's exactly what it is. So from there, you kind of see when she shows up, she meets who's going to be her new roomie. Her name is Enid. She, of course, is like a throw, but she pretty much has not sprouted where she can fully transform yet. She's, as she put it, as a late bloomer. So she kind of shows her around, and she runs into some, individuals in there. One of them being this girl named Bianca. I like how they get into it when they do their scene with the fencing. I thought that was really good because I really thought that Wednesday was going to one-up her at the end, but I'm kind of glad they made it where Bianca won because it just adds a little more to that little situation between the two as time goes on in that, because for the moment they're claiming she's the it girl within the school, and from what Enid said, she does, I think, a blog or something, so kind of things get around, hence when Wednesday tells her, you're going to talk about me, get my name right, it's like, she is, she's sharing a room with you. I like how in the end, when the mother talks to her, before they leave, saying it's going to be a week before we can, contact you here or something. So I'm assuming for the communication, she gives her this, pendant with the W and the M, and just kind of let her know, don't try to run off. She's like, I'm not like you. This is, just saying something hurtful. But of course, mother loved that, but definitely feels a certain way about her daughter. But they don't leave her by herself. So you see, of course, Thing shows up, to kind of watch over her, hiding this. Unbeknownst, eventually she finds out, she's aware he's around. Like, how long do he think he was going to be able to get away with that? But, it is what it is. But I'm glad that she's truly not alone there. We do see a couple other people, a guy, and I like that we get a little backstory. His name, I think, was Xavier, and that was really interesting. Him saying, you don't remember. Of course, he was a little bit different, shorter, a little bit, more, a little chubbier, and explaining, situation with a family member and how she helped him out. I think he ended up in a casket, and then with this situation, she almost got hit from some, gargoyle up the top, whatever. Now, I did want to piggyback. There's something happening definitely with Wednesday within this, which happens towards the beginning with her brother, where she's starting to see visions, and now we're noticing things that are going to happen throughout probably all the episodes where she'll see certain things happening prior to them actually happening. I said, and I like that that's an instance with her character. We'll get to see it as time goes on. Probably will reveal things. You see hints when she bumps into individuals, like when she tapped her brother, it just caused that he didn't know what it was, and she sure didn't tell her brother. But even with the man who she was trying to run away from her doctor's visit, where she's being escorted by that, I think, with the school, played by Gwendolyn Christie, her name's Larissa, you see how she is not wanting to share too much. She tells enough, how somebody who was her doctor before, and how the woman made all these comments, and how she gave her like a little thank with a little, what do I want to say, mousetrap, just brutal. Brutal. But when she leaves and runs into the guy on the street with the truck, another vision. She runs into a guy It's, of course, inside of this, I want to say like a coffee shop. His name, I want to say, is Tyler. And I like how, not to say spark up a conversation, but it kind of, she's trying to get out of a situation where she wants to find a way out because she wants to run away. She doesn't want anything to do with this. And she has everything all planned out. But he wants to help her. She helps him fix, where he makes, I think, the espressos and all that. And he's like, I'll give you money, I'll make it work. And he just straight up is like, you know what, I get off an hour. You can't buy me. You either can wait. And she just kind of looked at him like, okay, he's firm. Like, respect that. Okay. But she comes into contact with three little fools, who are in their feelings. I'm just like, oh my God. And, she had to handle it. It is what it is. But the sheriff, which ends up being Tyler's father, it's like, oh, you're Adams. Oh, your father, this, he was, did this and another. Come to find out, supposedly in regards to some sort of murder, whatever. Like, I'm gonna be watching you. So it's like now, as Larissa put it, you're on the sheriff's radar. He knows you go to the school. So she's just like, curious. Okay, what's going on? What about my dad? This. But she's still trying to plan to get out of there. I like how she eventually meets up with Tyler, like, they're having a harvest where we all go and all that. I'm going to use that as my, backdrop for you to take me to the train station. Now, she does have another person she comes in contact with, and this name I want to say is Rowan. And he feels like an outcast. He's like, I hate that I feel like an outcast in a place with outcasts. He's like, well, hopefully I'm not at the bottom of the totem, because she had her little incident with Bianca during fencing. So kind of sets up, a little moment there. And that kind of brings us to where she's at the, harvest. She's waiting to meet up with Tyler, but she runs into Xavier. So I'm like, okay, we got this little man thing going on here now. It's just like, I think Xavier, a little bit of a friendship, but I think it's a little, kind of looked like he was a little jealous, because she's like, what makes you think I'm waiting for, or you waiting for, he or she, whatever. And eventually Tyler showed, and he's like, I'm sorry, Mama. He's like, no. And he walks away. You can see, like, yeah, he ain't feeling that. Can't be really mad. You're not dating her. She's cool and all that, but Tyler's like, he's just there to help her out, doing, a little, freebie and something and all. He wants to leave as well, but they kind of run into those three guys again, and kind of ends up coming into contact with Rowan. You see the situation where she bumps into him and sees the visions of that. Come to find out that he ripped a page out earlier on episode of this young girl, and at first I couldn't really see the face, because I'm like, okay, who would this be? Come to find out, when she's trying to let him know, to warn him, and leaves Tyler saying, you're in danger. He's like, no, it's you. He was like, I was, given this opportunity from my mother, saying this girl in this picture, which is supposed to be Wednesday, is he needs to deal with her, otherwise she's going to cause harm in the school, everyone in it, whatever. This is my duty to do this. And in the midst of that, this creature just shows up out of nowhere and it kills him. But then what was funny was they didn't charge at her. They kind of looked at her and then he ran away. So my guess is, at first I thought it could be one of the other teens in there who might have been like maybe a werewolf, because you seen from the young guy who was a hitchhiker, arm over here, head over here, a little part of the torso, body's over there. That's what I automatically assume. And to know that it could possibly be this creature right here, clearly, what is that? Where did it come from? Who is that? Could this be some sort of, entity, supernatural, being, whatever, and all that? Is somebody might doing spells and cause, this creature? Or is it somebody physically from Nevermore who actually turns into this and comes out here, randomly and, killing? Because those other ones were random, I think, kills. That guy was a hitchhiker. I don't know about the other two, I think, girls they showed from what the sheriff was looking at, the overall, trying to put two and two together with his little full setup with his board. So I'm curious about that. Tyler, of course, when he meets up with Wednesday earlier, he gives her the file of her father, so she has all this to deal with. I said, I hope that nobody saw, and she looked around, so she was able to get away without being, implicated, because let the sheriff had caught her there and had that picture. He was like, who is this, whatever, and all that, and it's just not. And granted, Tyler saw her when she ran after Rowan, and he told his father anything, they would automatically assume she had something to do with it, which she, didn't. So looks like her parents eventually reach out to her, and it looks like now she's like, okay, and she let her parents be like, oh, you were right, I'm gonna like it here, because now she has a couple of things she wants to investigate and learn about. So I like the way they set up the first episode with this. I'm gonna enjoy seeing what she's able to verify, figure out, and reveal. I'm looking forward to figuring out, what is this creature? Who is this creature? And if it's a person, like I said, or if it's some other evil entity from where that may have been conjured up, So I really did enjoy this episode, but I love that. Like I said, we got the layers, from the town, within the small town. We know about Nevermore. We're gonna probably get introduced to maybe a couple more, students within there. But we have our core ones right now: Xavier, Bianca. Fortunately, Rowan is gone. First episode in and out. So as time goes on, we'll probably meet some other ones. But I'm really liking it. Jenna Ortega did an amazing job. Just the way she just gave me. Wednesday. I did love seeing Christina Ricci playing the dorm. I think I want to say it was the dorm mom. I like that and how she gave her a welcome, flower, the dahlia, black dahlia, and I love that, the significance of what it was and all that, and she liked that. So hopefully with her character, at times we'll see Wednesday, and I want to say is it Mrs. Thornhill, they will sometimes have little conversations here and there. And I think also with Larissa's character played by Gwendolyn Christie, it might have a little bit there, because being that there is of course backstory with her going to school at the time with Morticia, and then having her being at the head of Nevermore. That's a nice little thing. So she might confide. Don't know how long that doctor's going to last. So yes, again, enjoy this first episode. So with that said, you guys comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that, I will see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.